You've said it before, maybe today. Why is he acting like this? It started over a cup, the green cup. You gave him the green one, and apparently, the green one is the end of the world. Now he's on the kitchen floor, screaming. A scream that doesn't even sound like your child. Real tears over a cup, and the thought lands the way it always does. He's doing this on purpose. He knows exactly what he's doing. But what if he doesn't? What if, in that moment, the part of him that could calm down, the part that could just take the blue cup and move on, isn't switched on yet? What if that meltdown on the floor isn't him being bad, but him telling you something? Because here's what scientists have known for years, and almost nobody explained it to parents. A meltdown isn't bad behavior. It's a young brain doing exactly what a young brain does. This is the science of the meltdown. And once you see it, you'll never look at a tantrum the same way again. Here's the part almost every parent gets wrong. And it's not your fault, because it's exactly what we were taught. We look at a meltdown and we see a behavior problem, something to stop, to correct, to discipline away. So we reach for the tools we were handed: the count to 3, the timeout, the firm voice. If you don't stop, then, and sometimes it works, the storm passes, but it passes like a wave. And you brace because you know another one is coming. Why? Because we're treating the smoke and ignoring the fire. A meltdown isn't the problem. It's the signal of a problem. It's what a child does when a feeling gets bigger than the brain that's trying to hold it. Think of the warning light on a car dashboard. When that light comes on, you don't get angry at the light. You don't put tape over it so you can't see it. You know it's telling you something is going on under the hood. But with our kids, we spend years getting angry at the light. We say, "Stop crying." We say, "You're fine." We say, "There's no reason to be upset." To a child who, in that exact moment, can't reach the reasoning part of his brain at all. So today, let's stop arguing with the light. Let's open the hood. Let's meet the 4 little helpers inside your child's brain who are actually running the show. Here's the thing nobody tells new parents. Your child isn't born with a finished brain. He's born with a brain that's still being built, like a house going up room by room, and it doesn't build from the top to bottom. It builds bottom to top. The survival parts come first. The calm, sensible, let's talk about this parts. Those come last, much later than we expect. A doctor named Daniel Siegel came up with a simple way to actually see this, using just your hand. Hold up your hand. Fold your thumb into your palm. Now fold your fingers down over your thumb. That fist, that's your child's brain, and inside it are 4 helpers. Let me introduce you. Helper 1, the alarm, the downstairs brain. This is your wrist, your palm, and your tucked-in thumb, the deep lower part of the brain. Scientists call one piece of it the amygdala. Forget the word. Just think of it as a smoke alarm. It's loud, it's fast, and it's fully working the day your child is born. Its only job is to keep him safe. It doesn't think, it reacts. And to a little kid, the wrong cup can feel like a real emergency. So the alarm goes off. Heart pounding, body flooded, ready to fight or run. This part of your child works perfectly. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Helper 2, the calm boss, the upstairs brain. This is your fingers folded over the top, the front part of the brain, right behind the forehead. This is the wise one, the calm boss. It plans, it waits, it feels for other people, and it hits the brakes. It's the part that could say, "It's just a cup. I'll take the green one." But here's the fact that changes everything. In a young child, the calm boss is barely built. It's a construction site, scaffolding everywhere, half the room's not wired up, and it isn't finished until around age 25. That's right, 25. So when we tell a 4-year-old to calm down and think about his choices, we're asking him to use a tool he doesn't have yet. We're asking for a finished room in a house that's still being built. What happens when the two collide? Flipping your lid. On a calm day, the fingers stay folded down. The calm boss sits on top of the alarm and gently keeps it in check. That's a child who can feel a feeling and still listen. But when a big emotion hits, when the alarm blares, the fingers fly straight up. Dr. Siegel calls this flipping your lid. In that instant, the calm boss goes offline. The thinking, the waiting, the reasoning, gone. What's left in charge is the alarm. Pure feeling, no brakes. That's the meltdown. Not a choice, a disconnect. A child who has literally flipped his lid and can't flip it back down by himself. And brain scientists have confirmed it. The wiring between the alarm and the brakes keeps growing for years and isn't anywhere near grown up until well into the school years. The brakes are still being installed. Helper 3, the feeling side, the right brain. Your child's brain also has two sides, and they don't grow at the same speed. One side is all about feelings. It doesn't use words. It just feels everything big and raw right now. In little kids, this side runs the show. That's why a toddler doesn't say, "I'm having a hard time with this change." He just is, flooded, wordless, completely inside the feeling. During a meltdown, your child is drowning on the feeling side. A giant wave and no words to name it. Helper 4, the word side, the left brain. The other side loves words, order, and reason. It's the part that turns a feeling into a sentence. But in a small child, the word side is quiet, still coming online, easily drowned out by the roar of the feeling side. So here's the mistake almost every loving parent makes. In the middle of a flood of feelings, we lead with words and reasons. We have to go now because we'll be late. And being late isn't okay, and you already had your turn. And it bounces right off because we're speaking a language the part of the brain in charge can't hear yet. A meltdown is the alarm and the feeling side, the parts that are fully on, shouting at full volume, and the calm boss and the words side, the parts that could turn that into calm and words, just aren't built enough yet to answer. Your child isn't refusing to use skills he has. He's showing you the only way he can, the skills he doesn't have yet. That's the message. The meltdown is the message. This is bigger than the brain I've got right now. I need yours. Here's the part that keeps families stuck. When your child flips his lid, it sets off yours. His alarm trips your alarm, and just like that, your calm boss goes offline too. Now there are two flipped lids in the kitchen, two alarms. No brakes anywhere, so it escalates. He gets louder, you get louder, and when it's finally over, the quiet, that's when the guilt walks in. You replay it. You promise tomorrow will be different. And tomorrow the cup is the wrong color again. Same trigger, same spiral, same ache afterward. That loop is exhausting. And it's not your fault. It's just two young and tired brains doing what brains do. But here's why it's worth learning to step out of it. Because what your child learns in these small storms doesn't stay small. It quietly shapes who he becomes. Here's what's actually being built, one meltdown at a time. First, his emotional thermostat. Every time a calm grown-up helps him come back down, his brain lays a little more wiring for calming himself. Do this enough, and you're raising a kid, and one day an adult, who can steady himself when life gets hard. Skip it, and that wiring stays thin. Second, his stress and his mental health. A child who is met with warmth in his worst moments learns the world is safe, and he is not alone. A child who is met with anger or coldness every time learns the opposite. That big feelings are dangerous, and he has to face them by himself. Over the years, that's the difference between a kid who bounces back and a kid who carries a low hum of anxiety. Third, his relationships. The way you respond when he's falling apart is teaching him what love does under pressure. He's learning whether the people closest to him stay or pull away. That blueprint becomes how he trusts friends, partners, and one day, his own children. And fourth, his confidence. A child who is helped through hard feelings, instead of shamed for them, grows up believing hard things are survivable. That belief is the quiet engine behind focus, courage, and getting back up after a setback. None of this is built in one moment. It's built in the repetition. The same small choice, made again and again on 100 ordinary kitchen floors. That's the good news. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep showing up to the storm. So, how do you actually do that? Let's get practical. Here's the shift that makes all of it possible. A young child can't calm himself down, but he can borrow your calm if yours is still online. Calm is contagious. So is panic. So everything below starts with you keeping your own lid down first. Here are 5 simple ways to put this into practice. At home, at school, and out in the world. 1. Connect before you correct. Before you explain anything, get down to his level, soften your face, and let him feel you're on his side. A hand on the back. I'm here. That was really hard. You're not saying the cup matters. You're telling his alarm. You're safe and you're not alone. The lesson can wait 2 minutes. Connection comes first, every time. 2. Name the feeling to calm the feeling. When the words come, hand them to him. You were so mad that the cup was green. You really wanted the blue one. Putting a feeling into words actually settles the storm. It brings the quiet word side in to help the loud feeling side. You're doing his calming for him, out loud, until he can do it himself. 3. Teach the brain when everyone's calm, not mid-storm. You can't teach a flipped lid. So save the lesson for later. At bedtime, show him the hand. Fingers up when we flip our lid, and fingers down when we're calm. Kids as young as 3 start to get it. At school, teachers can use the very same hand. Now he has a picture of what's happening inside him. 4. Build a calm-down corner, not a timeout chair. A timeout sends him away with his big feelings. Instead, make a cozy spot. A few cushions, a soft toy, a picture of the hand model, where he can go to feel better, not to be punished. The goal isn't isolation. It's a safe place to let the wave pass. This works just as well in a classroom calm corner. 5. Repair after the hard ones. You will lose it sometimes. Everyone does. What heals it is the repair. I got too loud earlier. That wasn't your fault. I love you, and I'm here. This one is enormous. It teaches him that relationships can bend without breaking, and that love comes back after a storm. If you only start with one, start with number 1 tonight. Before your next word, ask yourself a single question. Which part of his brain am I talking to right now? That one question will change your next sentence. And your next sentence changes everything. A meltdown isn't your child being bad. It's your child being young. Not defiance, not manipulation, not a verdict on your parenting or his character. Just an alarm doing its loyal, ancient job. And a calm boss that simply hasn't been built yet. And every parent, no matter how many lids have flipped in your kitchen, no matter how many times you've lost your own and wished you hadn't, can be the calm their child borrows. Not perfectly. Nobody does it perfectly. Just often enough, real enough, there enough. Because that's what the science keeps pointing to. A child doesn't learn to calm down by being left alone in the storm. He learns it in the arms of someone who stayed calm with him. Again and again and again, until the wiring grew in, So the next time the cup is the wrong color and the floor becomes a stage and the scream rises, see the warning light for what it is. Not a battle to win, a message to hear. Now, one small thing before you go. While you were watching, a parent probably came to mind. Someone who is in the thick of it right now, getting through the hard floors of toddlerhood. Send this to them. It might be the exact thing they needed to hear today. Sharing it is a small kindness that could change a hard evening in someone else's home. And if this changed how you see your child's hardest moments, like this video and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. But for tonight, when the storm comes, don't ask him to be calm. Be the calm he can't be yet. Because your child isn't giving you a hard time. He's having a hard time. And now you know the difference.